the Oakland Boogaloo flavor versus electric Boogaloo flavor, I think they both offer something amazing as far as movement and music. And so as I'm getting requested to talk about this, I don't necessarily feel like my skills kind of qualify me to really have some sort of authority on this topic, but I just want to share a little bit of my love for it. I'm not gonna try and list my credentials or anything, but as far as my love for it and what I think it offers to movement and music in general is something that's so special. Oakland or EB style. One thing I feel like that is super special about it, and it's so crazy to me that this kind of like organically happened back in the 70s, the lineage up into the 70s, all these OGs that were kind of breaking the mold of past generations, and then this perfect kind of era of all these different influences, pop culture, music, sexual revolution, just civil rights, all this sort of stuff comes together to create this beautiful platform to spring out Boogaloo. And Boogaloo for me is like in a very kind of like summed up way. I mean, all this stuff has many layers to it, but Boogaloo, and I'm talking about Oakland and electric, Boogaloo is like the ability to have this swing, this embodiment and swing of the funk while incorporating a stop, right? So when you talk about dance is usually like a continuous flow. It's got rocks, it's got bounces, it's got steps, but you don't really think about stopping. And that was something that is almost like counterintuitive to dance. It's almost counterintuitive to music, because music is seemingly a flow, right? But when you talk about Boogaloo and popping, and you're talking about how like you got this swing, and then you're actually accenting different sounds with the hit or the stop, whether it's the bass or the snare or the accents. But typically you had a pulse, right? And that swing led into a stop, and then something else would catch the swing or the bounce or the rock. Boom. The next part would move. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe it's just one part that's moving, and that's your pulse of the music, and then the next part would catch it. Boom, pass it on. Then all together, groove, stop, boom. But even when you stop, you still feel that swing, so then the next part can catch it. And for me, that was like the magic of Boogaloo. It just was incorporating something that was counterintuitive to what we knew as dance, it seemed, or like kind of the natural feeling of just flow, and added these stops. And to me, that was you had other styles before that, whether it was locking and you strike the pose and then came back into the funk, but this was the magic of Boogaloo for me, to incorporate these stops and the swing at the same time, and when you get into the EB style and their ability to be dynamic, and you're talking about swinging, boom, catch, change levels, boom, bam, shroom, God, all this sort of stuff is like almost the most proficient way to showcase groove and the pop at the same time while traveling around, while utilizing space. And it's incredible that, how this came about, how this evolved. Multiple people responsible for just creating and adding different elements to create what the style we have today is, you know. So man, I just wanted to share that with y'all. Someone just requested I talk about Boogaloo. There's so much I could say, but you know, this is something that I find really magical about this dance, and how everybody's body has a different quality to it, whether it's your limbs and how long they are, your shape. The funk takes different forms, you know. Are you fast? Are you more slow and smooth? And to me, it's like you have the information of the step, like Stockos would always say, you have the information of the step, and then you have the dance, and you have the funk that you add into it, and you put it in. And that, to me, is like how you can add yourself, you know, and your individuality into this style that's been done for decades, you know. So man, anyways, so much to say, but yo, shout out to the request. If you got any more any thoughts y'all want to share, or any questions, any topics you want me to talk about, just post them in the comments below.